FEUD, Ryan Murphy, he does horror well, but I love intrinsically the drama that he's able to cook up. Tell me a little bit about your knowledge of the story going into the project, and then what you learned from the scripts, your own deep dive, as it were, I suppose.
That's a lovely question. I guess I had a peripheral knowledge of Truman Capote, and 6 months before booking the show, ended up just by chance reading Truman Capote's In Cold Blood, which will just kind of chill you to your bones, however it is that you deem it appropriate to classify it, whether it's historical fiction or kind of airs more in the side of fiction. But I think what was interesting is then looking at the complexity of Truman Capote as a figure and being able to span the dramatic gambit in all of the glitz and the glamour to the psychological downward spiral that Truman Capote experiences throughout the length of the show.
It's incredible. And talk a bit about the instrumentation, kind of your early ideas, sketching that out. When did you feel like sharing the ideas? Did you want to...
I think you share lots of ideas and you share them quickly. I think if I learned anything, it's not to be precious with my ideas, but to have many ideas and to be precise and strategic about understanding what works when and what doesn't, and being able to put an idea away when appropriate, and then perhaps bring it back later on in the season at a moment where everybody's forgotten that maybe they didn't like it to begin with. A lot of the instrumentation began with piano and solo cello, mainly because working with the budgets of television, a cello just struck me as an incredibly versatile instrument, and it proved to be as much. And I worked with an amazing cellist, Cameron Stone, also with Steve Tavoloni, who did amazing sound design and Iwi work, as well as George Deering, one of the most incredible guitarists. So much of the color palette I certainly owe to my players.
It's incredible. Well, you're very generous with sharing that information and their names out here tonight. Can you give us where we can find you on social media so we can highlight more of the work?
I do not exist on social media. I'm staying invisible. We'll see if that works to my benefit or against me. I'll report back next time we run into one another. Yes.
Well, what do you have coming up next that you're excited about?
I just finished Monsters, the Eric and Lyle Menendez story with my father, Thomas Newman. And I'm currently working on Dr. Odyssey, starring Joshua Jackson, also with Ryan Murphy.
You talk about a fast schedule. That's
an incredibly fast schedule, and a couple of more exciting things coming in the spring, so stay tuned.
Ms. Newman, it's a pleasure.
An absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time.